So there's a pretty funny one about a gal who gets a serious rude awakening, not to mention a reality check, after she discovers her boyfriend was not going to sit around pining for her for an entire month after they got into a big fight. You're going to see they got into a big fight, things were said, and he wanted to talk and communicate like adults and work things out, but nope. She said, I'm not going to talk to you until I'm ready, and basically you have to wait for me. And surprise, surprise, he moves on. And I've been going to go over here, guys, as a quick one to show you how a lot of gals will deliberately not communicate with a guy, the silent treatment, ghost them, punish them essentially for not getting what they want, and try these mind games. And sometimes it completely backfires on them, as in this situation. And as a guy, if you're a relationship guy, you got a girlfriend that pulls this crap, walk away. You want a girl that communicates like an adult. Title: Boyfriends say relationships end after over a week of being on a break. Is that true? She says, me and my boyfriend of 5 years had a fight. It was a huge one, and I ultimately told him I had enough and I needed a break from him. I told him that I'd tell him whenever I was ready to talk to him. Due to the nature of the fight, I didn't talk to him or see him for a month. He did try to text, but I ignored him. A month? She actually expected this guy to wait around for a month, and she ignored all his texts in an attempt to communicate. I get you get into a fight and you have a few days to cool off. You know what I mean? Maybe even a week, but a month. But she actually thinks she's so high and mighty and thinks so less of him that he'll actually wait around for her for a month. Nope. After a month had passed, I looked him up on social media and sent him a message saying I was ready to talk to him civilly now and we could try being together again. He responded by saying that he moved on and found someone else and advised me to do the same. She's probably like, moi? What? How dare you? Yeah, a month. You make a guy wait a month, what do you expect to happen here? But she obviously thought he'd come crawling back. She wasn't trying to communicate or whatever. She was trying to deliberately punish him. And Lord knows what she was doing with whom during that whole month, making him wait. I was obviously confused and asked him what he meant by that. He said our relationship ended after a week of being on a break, and it was further killed by me ghosting him. I told him I needed time to process things, and he said I was either ignorant or heartless to not understand what he was going through and what I said to him, which admittedly was really bad. So she's going to give little tidbits hinting, okay, maybe I went too far, maybe I was a little mean, but she's making him out to be the bad guy here. A whole month it took you to cool off. Come on, you're punishing him. He found his emotional support in the form of a coworker who in his 3 months of knowing her was apparently better to him than I'd ever been. I was obviously heartbroken and told him that what he was going to do was the equivalent of cheating in a relationship. That's not cheating. You broke up. A whole month, even if you were on a supposed break, being in timeout for a whole month? No. Mature adults communicate to resolve issues, not punish each other and not talk for a whole month. And he tried to talk to her and she ignored him. I'd do the same thing too. And by the way, if this was a guy complaining that his girlfriend did this to him, I would be on the side of the girl as well. This is ridiculous. Let's see here. I asked him if this is how he wanted to end the 5 years. He said that I did that and he hoped I would find someone as good as the person he found. Well, there you go. He tried. I'm really confused now and don't know what to do. Our relationship is over just like that. We've had fights before, and this is by far the worst one, and I said some things I'm really ashamed of, but I thought we could work through it. Yeah, on your terms. Relationships, if you love someone, you give, not take, and that's what she does here. Come on here. He moved on so quickly. He didn't tell me anything and just finished things. He tried to reach out to you, dumbass, and you ignored him on purpose. It's not like you didn't get the messages, and I'm sure you were probably hanging out with other dudes or doing something else at this time period here. He's not the bad guy. You are. And probably those 5 years were full of bullshit like this, and he had enough. I really love him and want him back. No, you just can't handle being rejected. But I don't know if that's possible now. How do I move on from this? You do. You already did move on from it, essentially. How do I not think about him? We were together for so long, but it's all done now. Could really use some advice, guys. You want some advice? Here's some advice. You're a fucking moron. You had the opportunity to work on things and he tried and then you blew it. End of story. He moved on. Learn from your mistakes in the future. Don't be so arrogant that you have a guy that actually wants to talk and communicate, which a lot of women complain that guys don't do, and you ignore him. All about power. You want to have power in the relationship. You want to make him squirm, and guess what? He called your bluff. He found somebody else, and I hope the girl he found doesn't pull bullshit like this. And something tells me you've probably been doing this type of crap all along. And finally, he had enough. And again, you keep mentioning these little tidbits saying, maybe I was pretty harsh in what I said to him. I'm sure it goes way beyond that. He didn't cheat on you. He isn't the bad guy here. He was trying, end of story. Move on. That's what you can do. But you know what's interesting how what she was doing, the way she described it, and now that he moved on, now she wants to work on things. Now I miss him so much, I love him so much. Your actions communicate you don't love him. The only thing you love is control and power, and that's what a lot of women do. And even the nicest of nice guys eventually have enough and move on. So in the future, learn from your mistakes. Don't act this way. But it's probably going to go one ear out the other here, but I'm going to say it anyway. So guys, this situation here, there are gals like this that pull power plays like this. Don't fall for that, okay? If they're not willing to communicate like adults, end it. And by the way, this whole on the break thing, I'm just hearing Ross Geller screaming about this whole thing. Anyway, that'd be a good one to go over here.